mean something to other people, or maybe start to create some kind of alienation. And I don't like that. That's not good. Um, I like all of my friends and family from around the world, um, because I think that's what makes the world interesting and life interesting, is that we are different. And but I think in our core, we all want the same thing. I do think we want more fun in our life. I think we want to love and to be loved. I do think that we don't want the same things and fear the same things. And but we're like, where can I go and find it? Where can I go and plug in? We're meant to be social creatures. We're meant to work together. And I think, and how is it that I can use my God-given brain, creativity, imagination for other people? And it doesn't mean that you have to have your own original idea. It means, is there an idea that you can plug into and contribute? And one of the most fascinating things about building the teams that I have through the years all over the world, and World Ventures in particular, is that whenever we have a new person join us that feels like they're the new person on the team, new person in the downline, a number in the computer. No, grown for all these years all over the world, how every new person that joins us, it's like they're putting their own special fingerprint, thumbprint on the company. How you bring your flavor to the company. You make it a little bit more interesting, So on one hand, we're all unique and special like a snowflake or a thumbprint. But on the other hand, no, we're not. You're special and no, you're not. Because we all kind of want and long for the same thing. And that's what World Ventures is meant to be, an answer to that longing, okay, that's just deep inside of our core, deep inside of our soul. And where it came from me, to go back to my story, is I was in the Marine Corps, and, I've got, 2 screws in this shoulder. I got a torn ACL in this knee. I got my right kidney removed. When I got my kidney removed, I was at the VA hospital here in Dallas, Texas, and got to get my kidney taken out. And, during the wee hours of the night in a government hospital, which is kind of dark and dingy, I'm thinking someday I'm going to be in this hospital bed for something more serious, and I might not get out of here. And for me, I wanted to go, live life. And for me, that meant travel. But I needed, money to travel, but also the time freedom to travel. And I didn't want to go alone. And so that was kind of in me, but I wasn't in travel and network marketing or direct sales at the time. The first company I joined, which happened to be headquartered, not far from where I lived, we were selling, American Eagle gold coins. And then we just grew that all over the world and started selling Canadian maple leaf gold coins. So I learned gold and which is money and the history of money. And I learned a lot there, and there wasn't a residual, there wasn't the recurring. So I learned what to do and I learned what not to do. But it was a great learning. It was a great experience. But I worked my way up, to number 1 in that company. I was making over $1 million a year. And I'd never done networking before, but the people that I'd passed up as the guy at the bottom, but you can make more money than everybody in your upline if you start where you're at in your own business and really build it out, and you can make more money than everybody above you. So it's not true. I hope you get inspired by all the trainers that you've seen this weekend, because I knew them when they first started. I knew, Dwight and Fadia, Hanson, that were friends of mine, but after that came, Jefferson Santos, that trained this weekend, Matt Morris, Jeff and Troy Brown train, Efrosini when she flew over, Stavros, Dennis Bay. I mean, we were very similar when we first got started. I'm just telling you, I knew everybody when they first got started. And that's what we're looking for this training to do, this United to do, is yes, us be united, but united towards helping you build your future. Because it's not crowded at the top. We can have as many IMDs as we want. It's just, do you have that desire in you? Do you want to actually rank up and be an IMD? If you want to make a little bit, we're glad you're here. If you haven't made any money, we're glad you're here. If you haven't been on a dream trip, we're glad you're here. Of all things that you could choose to do with your time, which is your life, we're glad you chose us. Okay? So we're glad you're here, and we want to make the investment in you as friends, as mentors. And it's more than money. We care about you whether you've made any money or not, or been on a dream trip or not, or ranked up or not, okay? We know that you got 5 key aspects of your being. You got your spiritual, your physical, your emotional, your intellectual, and your financial. And we want it to be that when you join World Ventures, you're joining a group of people that care about the well-being of your whole being, okay? Yes, we're gonna care about, that you've chosen to participate in the opportunity or not, or that you're a member or not, and that you wanna go on a trip, and you wanna be with like-minded people, and you're responsible in that it's how we're gonna be with each other. And you're aware of how you are with other people, and that we value teamwork. We value friendship and marriage, okay? So how is it that we can help make each other's lives better and touch every aspect of your life? And if we're gonna love you wherever you're at. If you just wanna put one foot in front of the other and just improve one step, we're gonna encourage you to seek your spiritual side and get to know yourself there and tune into God. Why? It's my belief that if you believe in God, you'll believe in yourself. To succeed in business, this is what I believe. To succeed in business and have it be sustainable, because I expect you to succeed. And when you do succeed, I don't want you to get lost in success and addicted to the trappings or anything like that, okay? You should own your stuff. Your stuff should never own you. You use money, but you don't use people, okay? So I want you to succeed. And I think that a way to help you succeed, and then once you get to success, sustain success, is believe in God. If you believe in God, I believe you'll automatically believe in yourself more, to the level that you need to. And if you believe in yourself, then you'll believe in other people. That if you can learn and grow and do, they can learn and grow and do. That helps you actually become a master recruiter. Because if your intention is to help people, and then you have something that can help people, and you plus that something, it's not 1 + 1 = 2 or 1 + 1 = 3. It could be, you and that person in this opportunity is 10x easy. So if you believe in God, then you'll believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, you'll believe in other people. And that's really what it takes. But then you've got to believe in your industry. You got to believe in your company, the right company, right time, right product, right pay plan, right support tools and systems. Why we have it all. You don't have to be good because it's good. So believe in the industry, believe in our company in the industry, but then believe in your vision of your future, of what this can do for you, what it's already proven to have done already for people all over the world. And as you can tell by this mix of trainers, we have everybody. You cannot judge who would be a great leader, a great presenter, a great trainer, a top earner. We've got a mix of everybody. And that's one thing that you have to do is shed all these excuses. That it doesn't matter if you're a man or woman, black or white, old or young, college degree or no college degree. It doesn't matter. It just matters the formula for success. Okay, the 5 things, formula for success. What matters most is your desire. Do you have the desire to improve your life? And, I always say, get good at something worth getting good at. This is worth getting good at. So if you see it and you see what's possible, do you have the desire? That's the most important thing. If not for this, then what? Then something. If not this right now with us, then what? When? Yes, I do think that it should be right now with us in this, that this is the best thing you're likely to find. I really believe that. I'm in the opportunity business. I see opportunity everywhere. And I know there's lots of things you could do. But yes, I do believe we have something unique and special. Okay? I do believe it's the best opportunity for the masses worldwide. And I do want you to add your thumbprint and make it better. So, the formula for success. Number 1 is desire. Number 2 is opportunity. Number 3 is a mentor. Number 4 is the skills you bring day one so that that mentor can help play to your strengths and then add to those skills of what it takes to succeed at this. And then number 5 is time. And on time, it's 2 things, 2 kinds of time. There's being patient with yourself, and you got to run your race. But then there's time, and you got to have a sense of urgency. Nothing great was ever accomplished without a sense of urgency. And I don't think anything great was ever accomplished without a team either. And so here you have all of it. You have the whole formula for this recipe called success. So you just got to get familiar with what's the path. How do I master this thing? Because we all started, it was new and it was different. Most of us, we did have, a job, and we did make, so many dollars per hour, or we didn't have a job where we had a salary. But those are pretty linear. Most of us have never had this kind of a job where if it's to be, it's up to me. That there's no guarantee of income, but there's also no cap either. And where you are your own boss, you are essentially the CEO of your own business, and you could build it as big or as small as you want, as fast or as slow as you want. But are there some, skills that you have to develop? And it is going to be different. And a lot of people, whenever something is new and different, we don't like to maybe go down that road. We'd rather play it safe and stay the same, and we want everything to change just magically, but we don't want to change. No, you got to change. And then when what you change inside, everything outside will change. So I like to say that there's 5 hats of a pro networker. What's it going to take you from beginner to pro? And hopefully that's what this weekend training is doing for you. You're seeing walks of life, and all of a sudden they've succeeded at the highest level. And we want that for you. So what is the 5 hats of a pro networker? Well, first you're a student, and in real life, in your life right now, if we show up at your place of work, we be quiet and we listen, and you teach us your job, and we're there to learn. When you plug in here, it's your job to learn from the people that have already done it. Okay? So at first, you're going to be a good student. You're going to be a good student of the industry, a good student of our company, or our product, our compensation plan, and you be a good student. And I think if you do that, if you take the time out to do that, I call it the inoculation phase. I think you become 10 foot tall and bulletproof. You become a lot more certain. You'll only perform to the level of your belief. So what's it going to take for you to learn how to intentionally build your belief? And I'll do that here in a bit, as the founder, as the chief visionary officer, and now as your CEO, caring about building you a company and a product and a service that you can believe in. Not that we're perfect or that we will ever be perfect, but we are great and we are excellent. Okay? So, and we're a company you can trust, a team that you can trust. So, the 5 hats, you got to be a good student. And then you become a good salesperson. And the main thing we learn to sell is time. Will you trust me with 10, 15, 30 minutes, an hour of your time? Okay? And then you become a sales manager. The people that trusted you with some time to look and listen to what you have, they like the idea. We didn't sell them. They chose to buy. They opted in. Now we got to manage those people and bring them through this process, this inoculation phase where they're 10 foot tall and bulletproof because they believe they've asked all the questions. And we're there to help you answer all these questions. So you're a good student, you're a good salesperson, we sell time, trust me, look at what I've got, and then you become this sales manager. After that, and you have this success starting to happen, then you become a business owner. And this is where we teach you to run your business like a business. You know, pay your taxes, reinvest in your business, you know, learn how to scale up and manage something that's growing more than local, more than your city, more than your state, more than your country. You know, this is a global business. And as you learn to be an effective business owner, and now you've done all these things, you have success and people are looking to you to guide them and teach them and mentor them. And so that's the 5th hat. How do you become a coach and a mentor and a trainer? And again, by watching the trainers this week, they're so good at working with Mark Aceta, our director of training. But then every trainer, we all plugged in and started doing events and trainings all over the world together. And at first it just starts maybe in the local meeting, in a house meeting, and we ask you to tell your story, and then all of a sudden it's at a regional and then one of the national meetings, but then like this, United, we got people tuning in from all over the world. And that might be a little scary for you at first. Can I do that? Well, maybe not right now. And maybe you don't even want to right now. But I can promise you, after you get going on this path and you get better and better and you start succeeding, I do think it's in your heart, in your nature, in your soul to want to give back, to want to help, to want to teach. And so we want that. We want that. We're proud that we have a company that has all that available. So let's break down the company, because again, you'll only perform to the level of your belief. You're looking for, and this is what I taught this is what I did for myself, and this is what I taught all of our leadership when they first started, that took us to now 14, 15 years, doing over $4 billion in total revenue, you know, in 40 plus countries. So how is it that we built something up like that? And again, the invitation to you is, you know, be visionary in your life, be visionary with this company, get started where you're at, let's grow together, but you build is invest back in you. You invested in yourself to join this United event. Back in you. You invested in yourself to join this United event online. Now we're trying to give you your value and say, okay, what's the path for me and how do we go here? But we have a vision for you. We want you to grow. We want to help you. So you're looking for 5 of all companies out there, every company out there that you know and hear or come across, if you're doing this job, they're all going to say, we're the best. We're the best. We're number 1. Well, that can't be true, right? Unless we start saying, okay, you know, let's be subjective, let's be objective. I mean, what? How do you know if you're the best or not? You got to have a measuring stick. How do you measure one company to the next? Because they're all saying that they're the best. You got to have your own measuring stick, and it doesn't change. But once you have your own ruler, your own measuring stick, now you can measure each company or each opportunity that comes along. So you're looking for the right company at the right time, the right product, the right pay plan, and the right support tools and systems. And when you have a company that has all that, you don't have to be good because it's good. So the right company, the leadership, the legal, the growth around the world, that's what we have. And we've got a footprint in travel that nobody else has. There is nobody. There is no second place. Believe me, I know. I funded it. I do the paperwork all over the world that's required in all these countries. It's complex. We have a very unique, one-of-a-kind, complex company. And that's why we don't have any competition, because the big companies that you know of in travel, they're not trying to come at this level and play with leisure and this and the other. And then for a new startup to come along and try and compete with us when we have this entry-level product called Silver, and then we have the product I've been doing for over 20 years now called Gold and Platinum, which is our dream trips and group travel, leader-led group travel, and what it takes to be able to do that and fulfill that. And then we got Titanium at the high side. Right now, our company has the best product mix across the board, and we didn't have that day one. When you join right now today, you have a much better company with a much better product mix than we've ever had before. So you can actually succeed a lot bigger, a lot faster before, especially now that we have this global footprint and technology like this exists. People are at home, they're available, and they're ripe and ready to listen to opportunity in their life, because most people's world has just got shaken. So here you come with the right message. We got the right company at the right time. Even though we're 14, 15 years old, we think and act like a startup. A startup is usually only in its local market and it has to grow. It goes through a lot of growing pains. There's infancy and adolescence and adulthood. Our company is knocking on the door, of adulthood. We're not going through our startup run, we're going through our legacy run. And if you can join a company that's positioned like we are, ready to go on this legacy run, and you can learn what you need to learn and do what you need to do, you can become a top earner a lot faster. And this be the company you're with for the rest of your life, and then it gets passed on to your children. That's what I'm envisioning. And it's not just the opportunity that you build in your group, your organization. I'm looking past that. Truthfully, I want IMD to be the top of the bottom. I have a whole another level in mind, but we've got to get you to just rank up. We respect everybody in the company at all levels. And it's true that when you have these leaders that are trained up and making a difference worldwide, they become a part of the foundation, the long-term foundation. And the stronger the foundation, wider and deeper, the higher and faster you can go. And over years, what happens is you shake out the impurities, and the foundation gets stronger and stronger. So when you've been around for 14 years like we have, and you go through all kinds of cycles within your company, or with you as an individual, but with your company, what we go through and learn together, but then macroeconomics, what's going on in the world. And every 3 or 4 years, there's some kind of recession somewhere. And believe me, I can tell you as the owner, I'm always dealing with something around the world, because this company runs 24/7. There's always something going on around the world. But now with this coronavirus, and I think this has been a worldwide thing all at once. It's amazing. But this is when the strong get stronger. This is where the legacy company gets made. And so we want that for you with travel, because the lifestyle, we think it can bring you and your friends and your family, what I call your favorite and your best. Your favorite friends and your best prospects. So, right company, at the right time, the right product. Yes, there's lots of products in network marketing and direct sales, but I don't think any of them are as more fun and exciting as this, and we're the only company, so there's no competition. So when you have a unique company and a unique product with a low price point, but no competition, that creates huge opportunity. And so that's what we have. You're at the right time, with the right product, because all the vendors and suppliers, they really want us and need us right now. We become a different distribution channel for them. They don't want to get on the internet or TV and run some kind of fire sale commercial and lower their prices. And they try and build up from there. We give them a unique distribution channel where you have to log in to see our prices. So it's not just that the prices are opaque and behind a firewall and all that, but also because we have the group volume and it's consistent because of the way we team up together, and we go on team trips together, we go on dream trips together, we got our friends and family. All of a sudden, the volume we produce for our suppliers is very consistent. And it's my belief that what's coming next for us, that what we're going to be doing, is where we're partnering with these resorts, because there's so many constantly. They do more together. And I see how we can do more, and I see how it's good for your future. My advice is take advantage of what we've built for you. Take advantage of this window of time. Rank up quickly and be a part of creating legacy wealth, that we do this together. And I'm not going to get into the details right now. All I can tell you is it's bigger than anything else I've ever seen. The right company at the right time, the right product, leisure travel, cruises, resorts, memories, God's creation, the right pay plan, and then all the right support tools and systems. So it's taken us a lot of years, over 20 years for me, to bring this to you and build this kind of a company that we can do this together. Cruises, resorts, memories, God's creation, the right pay plan, and then all the right support tools and systems. So it's taken us a lot of years, over 20 years for me, to bring this to you and build this kind of a company that we can do this together. But you've got to master the presenting, enrolling, and training. So this weekend's been about the training. But what I can tell you is we've done it together. We've achieved something that's one of a kind, that's unique and special together, that is positioned for the future better than anything else that I know of, that I've seen or know of. And we have this dream life where we're able to do that together. And I think people look at us and they say, okay, yeah, they're 14 years old. They've already done all this all over the world. And am I coming on too late? And the answer is no. This is absolutely the best timing, because it's so much better than being a part of us when we were in the beginning, or any startup. I can tell you, I've lived through that. But if you can join a company that is thinking and acting like a startup, but in 40 plus countries around the world with our kind of proven leadership, and we're saying we're ready to pour into you, that you're next, all you got to do is say loud and proud, raise your hand, that's me, I'm next, I want to be a top earner, I want to be an IMD, I want to be a trainer. But again, even if you don't, we're happy that you chose us, because we know with your time, which is your life and your name and your reputation, you chose us. So ladies and gentlemen, friends, World Ventures, I just want to say thank you for trusting us, joining this weekend, plugging into the training. It's you investing in your life, and I certainly pray that you got what you came for this weekend. And I can't say thank you enough to our leaders, our trainers, and Mark Aceta, our Director of Training. Ladies and gentlemen, it's United 2020. We are united, and I do believe in the next 2 to 3 years, we can make the run to #1, and I pray you'll be a part of it. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Our final earnings ring is the cream of the crop, the top of the top. These are people who have earned over $1 million in a year's period, over a rolling 12-month calendar. Needless to say, this puts them in the very top earners in the entire world, earning over $1 million in a year. please help us to celebrate these remarkable people and welcome to stage our brand new $1 million earner.
Hello, my name is Caleb, and how did we start it? My wife joined World Ventures 4 years ago, and I was behind her computer when her friend showed her World Ventures, but I didn't pay attention. So my wife started World Ventures alone and without my support. At this moment, we were completely broke, and she didn't pay the rent of our apartment to join World Ventures, and we decided to sell 200 chickens. I never went to one of her presentations because for me, it was so crazy to only travel and earn money. And when she reached marketing director, she earned more money than me, and I decided to follow her and to finish the race together.
Yes, hello, my name is Vaitiare, and for people who don't have the support of their families, it's your duty to show them that World Ventures works and that your life changed. We reached IMD in 21 months and became $1 million lifetime in 4 years, not by chance, but by choice. It was not easy, but it's simple. World Ventures has a system, and if you want to go fast, you only need to follow the system. You will have many obstacles, but you have to learn to love obstacles, because when you achieve something easily, you don't feel the same as when it was difficult. And the more difficult it is, the more achievement will be bigger. In 4 years in World Ventures, we went through the disease, 2 accidents, quitters, lost baby, but we never ever stopped to stay consistent. Some win and some win. Today, with the income of World Ventures, we helped our parents to retire before the age, and now we travel all around the world. So create memories, because travel is bigger than you think. Thank you.
Hey guys, what's up? United 2020. I'm super excited to be here with you guys on this virtual training for the very first time in the history. I am Chris Alex, all the way from Cyprus, Greece. Right now in Romania with my family, and I'm super excited because we have achieved together this milestone, this $1 million lifetime commissions through the obstacles, through the pain, but through the trainings that we followed in the past 9 years. This wouldn't be possible with executives of World Ventures, with our company, with our team, the greatest leaders we have out there. We are pushing together, we are doing the work, and I want to thank Alexis, Astero, my parents, for doing the hard work, my sponsor, all the people that they helped in this journey, regional marketing directors, NMDs and IMDs in our team. So I'm super excited because I'm here with you. After so many years, we have achieved this, and we are together, and we are united. So I want to say that a few years back, we started in Cyprus. Yes, we had the obstacles. Yes, we had the opportunity to grow. It was the crisis, and it was danger, but danger sometimes makes people break records or break people at all. So we decided to break the records. We decided to do this because World Ventures is the vehicle. World Ventures is the platform, and we followed this. We did whatever it took to make it possible, to show the world that this is possible for every single one of you. I am super excited to be here with you guys. Thank you, World Ventures. Thank you, Macaseta, for all the hard work, for helping us out. And I'm sure that every single one of you will reach this level of success if you put in the work, you follow the system, and you do whatever it takes to make it possible.
Well, it has been quite an event, hasn't it? There's been so much great stuff, but we always have a little something left in the gas tank towards the end of the event. As I've told you, a number of our trainers were obviously scheduled to be a part of this. They've come to us from all over the world, but we have one more additional trainer, if you will, a bonus trainer. I remember years ago, I asked him to come and train at an event he wasn't scheduled for, and he did a very famous section, and throughout the section, he just kept saying, bonus training, bonus training. Well, we're gonna get a second bonus training from him today. He wasn't supposed to be here. He wasn't even in the United States, but again, he did whatever it took to be a part of the team. He did whatever it took to pour into you guys. He is certainly one of the top leaders we have in the entire world. Double IMD, million-dollar ring earner, maybe the most requested and respected trainer we have in the entire world, certainly one of them. But he is one of the biggest assets we have in World Ventures. I know you all know who's about to come up here, so get ready for one of the highlights of the weekend, the one and only Mr. Eric Grzybowski.
What's up, everybody? Eric G here. Just so excited to be sharing with you and being at this unbelievable event called United. Guys, I know there's people all over the world. I'm wishing you all the best. Hoping everybody's staying safe out there. Hoping everybody's learned a lot this weekend and is ready to get out there and take action. For those of you who don't know me, I saw this idea about 12 and a half years ago in Minnesota, where I'm from originally. And at the time I saw it, I was 24 years old, and I owned a real estate company. And the deal with owning a real estate company is you can make some money, but my problem was the more money I made, the less time I had. And you know, for me, when I looked at World Ventures, I had never done network marketing before. So I know there's a bunch of you out there that this is your first ever time trying this. Well, me too. And I was literally one of those guys, I know like some of you that got invited out and didn't even know what they were coming to. And my story is a little bit different because the girl who invited me was very, very attractive. So all the guys out there know I was a pretty easy invite. It's actually the only record I have in World Ventures is I was the easiest invite. I asked her one question, "Are you going to be there?" And she said yes. And I said, "Okay, I'm coming." And I showed up early and I was open-minded. Now, at the time, I didn't know what I was coming to, and I ended up walking into a chiropractor's office, actually Dr. David Peach's chiropractor's office. And the guy giving the presentation that day was chiropractor's office, and I had a football coach named Dave Watson talk to me about travel. But I liked the idea, and I saw what a lot of you saw. I saw where I could have Watson talk to me about travel. But I liked the idea, and I saw what a lot of you saw. I saw where I could have fun, make money, and start traveling the world, which is what I always wanted to do. And they got done with the presentation, and I signed up, and I sat in the front row, and Dave Watson did what's called a fast start training. And what I want to do is get you guys in that mindset, that day one mindset. See, I think right now we're really starting this company over. And I know what works in the beginning is called that childlike enthusiasm. How many remember your first night when you had, World Ventures insomnia, where you were so excited that you couldn't even sleep? And then you went out there and you didn't know everything, but you had that excitement, you had that enthusiasm. I think that's what really works. And then sometimes what I do is I start over. The good thing about World Ventures is whenever you want to start over and just say, okay, whatever happened before today doesn't count. The past doesn't equal the future. Whatever happened in your business before you got here today has nothing to do with what can happen when you leave here. And in your mind, just say, okay, I'm 0 left, I'm 0 right. And today I'm going to draw a line in the sand. What if you said, this is going to be my moment? See, every IMD, I know their stories. They always talk about that one training. What if you just let this be your one day, your one training where you said, okay, from today going forward, this is going to be the event, United 2020, in this crazy time in the world. This is where we're going to be where I decide. I draw a line in the sand, and whatever happened before today, that's in the past. That was a warm-up. And today I'm getting started. Today's day one. And I want to walk you through what I learned my first day and what I've used to build my business to over 150,000 members, to over $1 million US, if I were taking notes, is that this business is supposed to be fun. This is a party. This is not a job. Listen to me. The more fun we have together, the more money we're going to make together. So one of the online, we're doing them all the time right now. We're calling them Zoom parties, right? You can just invite a few people online. We can talk to them. We can have some fun, maybe sip on a glass of wine, and we can show them our business, show them our travel, show them how to make money now and travel later, right? So I would just relax, lighten up. That was number one. Number two, and probably the best decision I made was right now. So I was sitting there and Dave kind of stopped that first night and he said, okay. He said, if you've never made over $25,000 a month in network marketing in this industry, he said, I don't care what else you've done in your life before this, you've never done this before. So if you want to win here, and you've never made over $25,000 a month in network marketing, you have to humble yourself and you have to become coachable and teachable. And that was hard for me because that day I was 24 years old and I had what they called an ITC disease. It stands for I'm too cool. And I know some of your family and some of your friends, none of you, but I'm sure some of your family and some of your friends suffer from the ITC disease. And it's the people in this world whose ego is always way bigger than their bank accounts. Now you know some people that got the ITC. That was me. But I remember sitting in the front row that day and looking at Dave, and Dave's one of the only guys in this company, I think the only guy in this company that has his own airplane that the company pays for. And I remember looking at that guy and I saying, you know what? I want his bank account. I want his lifestyle. I want his airplane. And I remember that day was the first time in my life I made a conscious decision to take my ego and shove it in my pocket and not let it back out. And I said, I'm going to do everything I can do to become the most coachable and teachable person in World Ventures. Then eventually I become unstoppable. I love sports, and I look around at all the best coaches out there in this world, and what I figured out is if you study the best coaches, about 90% of them were the best players first. See, today, right now, make a conscious decision, say, I'm going to become the best player and the best coach. And I just wrote down word for word what he told me and what I'm about to tell you, and I literally just read it to my friends like a book. I didn't invent average, I copied genius. And I literally just read it to my friends like a book. I didn't invent average, I copied genius. I just said, okay, the way the system works in World Ventures is when that guy up there training me teaches me how to make money, he makes more money. So I didn't trust Dave as a person. I didn't even know him. And I literally just read it to my friends like a book. I didn't invent average, I copied genius. I just said, okay, the way the system works in World Ventures is when that guy up there training me teaches me how to make money, he makes more money. So I didn't trust Dave as a person. I didn't even know him. That was my first time ever meeting him. I didn't trust that. You don't have to trust me. You make money, that's how he makes money. And if you could just understand that, that should make you not try to go reinvent the wheel. Not try to go do something else. Just trust the leadership. Just follow the system. That's all I've done. What Marcus said has taught you. What these other trainers taught you. This is all I've learned. You're looking at a product of the system. I just followed the system step by step. And I didn't try to be the smartest guy. I didn't try to be the guy that invented the new thing. I didn't try to be the exception to the rule. I just wanted to be the best product of the best system, so I could have the results of the people that came before me. And I remember my first night reading a script to my friends. It was the weirdest thing in the world. I felt weird. You're going to feel weird when you do this if this is your first time because you've never done it before. And it's uncomfortable. And that's why most people don't do what we teach you, because your comfort zone equals your wealth zone. The problem is at the age of 25 years old, most of us fall into a comfort zone. And what we do is we spend the rest of our lives, this one shot on this earth, we spend the rest of it living in and protecting this stupid little comfort zone we created for ourselves. I would say this, if it feels uncomfortable, you're doing it right. I would say this, if it feels uncomfortable, you're doing it right. That means you're actually 12 sales. Let's talk about that. I went fast. World Ventures right now is built for speed. I tell people World Ventures has always been a Ferrari. But before January 5th, 2020, when we launched this silver program, it might have been a little harder to drive. The corners weren't banked. The dirt, there might have been a couple potholes. See, when I started 12 and a half years ago, the technology didn't work. Now technology is the best we've ever seen. When they launched Silver 2020, in my mind, it was like restarting the company. It was like, man, now this Ferrari is on a paved road and the corners are banked. And the people who go fast, there needs to be a new normal. There needs to be a new speed. See, the fact that I made 12 sales in my first 3.5 hours is because I made at least 12 calls in my first 3.5 hours. The speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. Right now, what are you telling people fast is? What are you telling that new person good is? See, the new person starts, they don't know what good is. I started, and I was lucky that I had David Peach there, and he said, I got 16 my first night. He didn't tell me go get 1. He didn't tell me go get 2. All he told me was he got 16 his first night. Well, maybe you didn't get 16 your first night. Don't let your story slow down the new person. See, you can use David Peach's story. You can use my story. You can say, hey, I know a guy that was 24 and got 12 in his first 3.5 hours. I know a chiropractor who got 16 in his first day. I got 12. So think about what David Peach did. He set the standard as fast. Right now, we need to start setting the standards fast. It's not score in 24 anymore. Since January 25th, when they announced silver, it's get 4 in 24. That has to be the new normal in your mind. That has to be the new standard. The new good is get 4 in 24, not score in 24. It's a mindset, and the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. So I got 12, so let's see what that means. The second guy woke up with 10. The third guy woke up with 9. The fourth guy woke up with 8. The fifth guy woke up with 7. The sixth guy, what would that do to you? What if you were one of those you were signing up for? You didn't know that much information. You didn't know everything. All you knew was the next day when you turned on your computer, you had 11 sales on your team. Number one, you're thinking it goes fast. Number two, you're thinking that's the speed at which this goes. See, speed of the leader, the speed of the pack, it's a cliche. But what I'm telling you is how it actually works in World Ventures is when you go fast, was the next day when you turned on your computer, you had 11 sales on your team. Number one, you're thinking it goes fast. Number two, you're thinking that's the speed at which this goes. See, speed of the leader, the speed of the pack, it's a cliche. But what I'm telling you is how it actually works in World Ventures is when you go fast, the new people automatically think fast is how this works, and they'll start going fast. And that's when things start to explode. Troy Brown, who did an unbelievable job on this training, he taught me this. He said, when you go fast, think of it like this. If you light a match and you just let it go, it will burn down. But when you go fast and you go out there and you start placing sales on other people's teams because you're doing the work and you're making the calls and you're doing the sales, it's like taking the match and flipping it upside down because they start going fast too. So let's move forward. So I made those first 12 sales. I went home my first night. I remember setting my goal. If you haven't done this, I strongly recommend. The reason most people don't hit goals is because most people don't set goals. I know you say setting goals, and a lot of you turn off in your brain. But I'm telling you, one of my big keys to success, one of my secrets is that I always have goals. The first goal I set in World Ventures was purely about residual income. See, I don't know about you, but think back to your first night. I remember my first night. I didn't sign up for the weekly check. I can go make a weekly check selling real estate or selling something else, and so can you. I signed up because I bought into the dream. See, I bought into the dream that there could be a day where I was making $50,000 every single month, and I didn't take my head off a pillow in order to earn that money. I could be living on a beach and have that money coming in that big in the very beginning. All I could think about in the beginning was my bills. And I remember I went home and I sat on my kitchen table and I wrote down my residual bills. See, I always thought it was stupid that we were taught our whole lives, go to school, get good grades, go get a good job, and then you got to work for money. You got to exchange time for money. It's called linear income. See, where all the anxiety and fear in this coronavirus world is coming from is the government's telling you, your company's telling you, hey, you're not allowed to go exchange your time to make money, so now there might not be any money. So you know the bills are coming because those are residual, but you're not allowed to make your linear income. Well, World Ventures says it differently. They say, we're going to teach you how to make residual income to cover your residual bills. See, if you go out and you do the work one time, you can get paid forever. So I said, all right, I'm always going to have residual bills. Even if you're debt-free, you got to pay insurance, you got to pay taxes. Everybody has a monthly nut. What's yours? What is that number you gotta cover every single month to live the lifestyle you want? Well, my first night, 12 and a half years ago, I sat on my kitchen table. I wrote down my number, and I put that number, and I put it up on my fridge. I said, my goal with World Ventures is simple. All I wanted with this company was freedom. See, my definition of financial freedom was to be able to get that check they sent on the 15th, not based off of any new sales this month, not based off of any new work, only based off my past, to get that check to cover all my bills plus $1. What would that feel like? In this crazy world we live in right now, what if you had residual income? I call it calming income. That covered all your bills, your entire lifestyle plus $1, and you knew it was coming in on the 15th every single month. That was freedom. See, yeah, we want money, but what we really desire is that time and money freedom. Then you can go do what you want. So I'm getting too far ahead of myself. Let's get back to starting. Okay, let's get back to what we're going to do when we leave here. Let's get back to taking action. See, this has been an unbelievable training. But if we leave here and we don't take any action, all it is an unbelievable training and no results. We are the get paid team. I'm the get paid guy. So what we want to do is we want to get results. The people that are going to get results are the people right now that are making a new list. See, since you've been watching this entire training, how many names do you have on paper right now? Not in your phone. How many have you taken out of your phone and put on paper that you can call immediately when you leave here? See, that's where it all starts. I know this, if you want to make a little bit of money when you leave here, get down a little bit of names. You get down 10, 20 names. We got Zooms going on the hour, every hour, all across the world now. You can just get, 10, 15 people on, make a little bit of money. You want what I got, you got to do what I did. If I wanted what Dave Watson had, I had to do what he did. See, for me, it took 200 names. Now, some of you are going, wow, 200 names. How could I get 200 names? Well, here's the thing. If you haven't called them since we've had the silver product, they need to go on the list. See, maybe you called them 2 years ago and they said no. Maybe they didn't have the money. Maybe they had an excuse. If you haven't called them since the coronavirus pandemic, see, what we're looking for is open-minded people. Well, the economy's been great lately, right? For the last 8, 9 years, people have been really comfortable. But all of a sudden, that just got taken away, and people right now are more open-minded to multiple streams of income. So get a new list. Write down people that you've shown before. Right now, people that wouldn't even meet with you before when they had their from him in a substantial way. He said, don't talk about travel because you're not selling travel. Don't talk about making money. Don't talk about changing your life. He said, all you got to do is sell time. He said, if you just get good at selling 45 minutes of people's time, now it's less than that. We're doing these Zooms in 15 minutes, 20 minutes. If you can just get 20 minutes of people's time, they'll give you their money 6 out of 10. Right? So we got to get good at getting their time. Well, here's the good news. The one thing people have right now that they've never had before is time to look. Those people you couldn't get to a year ago, people you couldn't get to 3 months ago, now they're sitting at home. They're sick of watching. Don't talk about making money. Don't talk about changing your life. He said, all you got to do is sell time. He said, if you just get good at selling 45 minutes of people's time, now it's less than that. We're doing these Zooms in 15 minutes, 20 minutes. If you can just get 20 minutes of people's time, they'll give you their money 6 out of 10. Right? So we got to get good at getting their time. Well, here's the good news. The one thing people have right now that they've never had before is time to look. Those people you couldn't get to a year ago, people you couldn't get to 3 months ago, now they're sitting at home. They're sick of watching. Sure. She didn't do it. I remember, man, they got this one guy. He knows everybody. He didn't do it. Then there was one guy I didn't call for a year and a half because I didn't think he had the money. See, back when I started, it cost $400 to sign up. Now you can get started. You can get a business and a membership for $75. It's just amazing. Okay, so I didn't call him literally for a year and a half because I didn't think he had $400. I prejudged him. I finally called him, and he was hungry. And Roscoe joined. See, and a lot of you know who I'm talking about. Is my best friend growing up, Roscoe Taylor. He's now an IMD, one of the top earners in my entire organization, and I didn't call him for a year and a half. Think about what was happening there, by the way. See, how many people in your life right now, how many people do you know out there right now that are suffering? And they're not calling you because their egos aren't allowing them to. It's our job. See, we have the knowledge. We have this gift right now. We have the answer right now to a lot of people's problems. And it's almost to me selfish of us, of me, I've done it too, I'm talking to me too now, to not give them the gift, to not even reach out to them because we're in our own heads. We're overthinking this thing, saying, oh no, I might make them mad, oh I might annoy them, oh no, they're too successful, oh they're not successful enough. And we have all these reasons not to call them. Right? Well, what if we just switched in our head and started thinking about all the reasons how this could help them? And a lot of times you don't do in the world. But once I called him and I was very certain, I heard Mark talk about uncertain. People need leadership right now more than they've ever needed. And they have this desire. We're not here to sell people. And nobody wants to be sold anything, especially right now. What people want is to be led. And in uncertain times, you need to get more certain. They're looking for somebody out there. When everybody else is saying, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, I can't predict anything. They're looking for that person to grab onto. That idea, that concept, that company, or you, that leader that they can latch onto that knows where they're going. People always ask me, did you join World Ventures for the travel or the money? No, I didn't. Let me tell you what happened to me. That first night when I was at that chiropractor's office, his name was David Peach. If you don't know David Peach, by the way, he's another one of the $1 million ringers, which means he makes over $1 million per year now. At the time, he was a senior rep. And after the presentation, I was about to get up and leave. And he grabbed me by the arm. And he said, he took me in the back of his office in a private room. And he started hitting me in the chest. Never met him before in my life. And he said, "You think you're so successful, don't you?" And he said, "The only truly successful people in this world make over $50,000 every month. And they never have to take their head off a pillow in order to earn that income." He said, "And they're not truly successful unless they're taking their friends with them." And he said, "Doing what you currently do you even have a shot? Do you even have a chance of getting that lifestyle?" So that's what's interesting to me about World Ventures. In your job, let me ask you, in your job, do you even have a shot at making money when you're not there, when you don't work? How long is that going to last for? Right? In your job, how many of your friends can you help? How many people can you take with you? How many people are you really affecting? Because when we die, I'm sorry, it's getting a little deep now, but we're all going to die. What matters then? Like, honestly, I was thinking about this. If I die, what's the one thing that matters? And all I can really come up with is the one thing that matters when we die is how many people we positively when you don't work. How long is that going to last for? Right? In your job, how many of your friends can you help? How many people can you take with you? How many people are you really affecting? Because when we die, I'm sorry, it's getting a little deep now, but we're all going to die. What matters then? Like, honestly, I was thinking about this. If I die, what's the one thing that matters? And all I can really come up with is the one thing that matters when we die is how many people we positively affected with our time on this earth. World Ventures just gave me a shot. And I remember my first night, I looked at that guy and I looked at David Peach, and he was just so certain. And I just said, yeah. He said, "Listen, if you come with me," he said, "if you come with me," he said, "all the top incomers will come in here." He said, "If you come with me, we'll put in 50,000 people. We're in an office that's tiny." He said, "We'll put in 50,000 people right out of this office." He was the strongest leader. See, I didn't join for the travel. I didn't join for the money. I joined because I finally found certainty. I found a person who was more certain than me. See, those were uncertain times too. We're talking 2008, 2009. We're talking recession. We're talking the times we're in right now. See, and I didn't know I was looking for it, but when I saw it, and I saw somebody who was really going for something like I had never seen, saw somebody who was more certain than I was, I just latched onto them. People are looking for that now. People are looking for that now more than they've ever been looking for, and World Ventures gave me a shot. What was so cool is I remember I walked out and Dave Watson said, he said, "Listen, I got my own airplane and you're just starting. But I started at 002. And here we all have the same